So the Nintendo Online service that we have to pay for starts tomorrow. Well, I guess technically you have to pay for it 7 days after tomorrow since there's a 7-day free trial. Either way, you're going to be paying for that online service within the next week or so, but it does officially launch tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow night. It's at like 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll be checking it out and everything. So, I guess if you want to see it without, I guess, having to technically pay for it or anything, you could, of course, do the 7-day trial, or you could tune in. We'll check out the NES games and the cloud saves and all that stuff and see how it works and if it's something you're interested in getting into for the $20 a year. But something that a lot of people have made mention about is, well, it's not good now necessarily, the features, not packed with features, but it'll get better over time because now they're getting money that they can then invest into it. Okay, fair enough. That's why I decided we'll take a look at what they can do to make the online better. Now, I picked out 5. Some of them seem obvious because other systems do those, but I also came up with 1 or 2 that are a bit more creative, and I left out some pretty obvious ones that you guys can actually say down in the comments. I'm very curious what other people have ideas for here, and I think it's very interesting because we're all railing on this service, obviously, right? And I think with good reason in a lot of cases, but I think we also need to kind of, on the flip side, say what they should be doing to make it worth the $20, or even beyond that. The other services are $60. So I think if Nintendo actually got their online service to an acceptable level, like competitively, they could probably charge more than $20 if it was good. So that's what we're going to go over here. We're going to go over 5 things that Nintendo could do with the Nintendo Switch online service to make it better, and in which case, more worthwhile for your money. Oh, before we start, quick honorable mention, friend codes. We don't need them. They weren't around on the Wii U. I don't know. We have friend codes now. I don't know why. I remember specifically Reggie back in January 2017 talking to CNET, explaining that there would be no friend codes with what they're doing. Strangely, he also said that Mario Kart and Smash would need servers and it's expensive to stand those up. So, cool. Like dedicated servers, right? Or servers for Smash and Mario Kart. We'll find out tomorrow for Mario Kart, won't we? Why do I get the feeling that friend codes will still exist and there won't be servers stood up for those games specifically? That is, by the way, one of the easiest examples to point out of Nintendo Japan and Nintendo America just not communicating, or things changing in Japan and Nintendo America having to, well, PR spin and explain it. So let's start with number 1, and that is something that Nintendo's actually been doing pretty well up until now, and I actually expect them to continue doing it, but they should really push this idea, and that has to do with free updates for games, because whether you like it or not, Nintendo is going to move into engagement being a big statistic or big focus for them. You know how Microsoft always talks about engagement numbers with their online service? Well, guess what Nintendo's about to start doing? A lot of engagement, yeah, for their online subscription service that is now paid. They want people to sign up, they want people engaging with it, because I have a feeling eventually they will want to raise the price. And free game updates, stuff they've been doing with things like Splatoon 2, Mario 10 has just got a free update, we saw some stuff with Mario Odyssey, the list goes on with their first party stuff. You can't control third party stuff. Third parties are spinning loot boxes and day one DLC and battle passes and all that stuff. That's not something they can really control at all. But their first party stuff, if it has a reason for people to keep coming back, those people have a reason to buy into the online service and continue forward. So if they can show that there's value in their first party stuff by continuously updating, which they've already done, but they need to continue doing that with new games that come out, or even old games to give people a reason to continue buying in. Think about it. There's a lot of people who are going to have to buy into the service because of Splatoon 2 really grabbing them, or Smash, when that comes out, that is also going to grab them. I don't think you need to do away with paid DLC completely, because I think Smash has a need for new characters. Even past all of the ones that are here, there are going to be some that they can easily make money on, that people are willing to pay for gladly. And that doesn't have to be a free update. Think of stages, music, events. Events are great for that. You know, Splatoon always does their ketchup versus mayo, their Splatfest. That's a great idea to do that with something like Smash. And it's just a great way for engagement, and it would keep people coming back and spending money. Number 2 is pretty much a layup. It's the thing that I see people talk about constantly, and whether you care about it or not, this situation that we're talking about, where we're talking about things to add to the online to make it, in Reggie's own terms, robust, you got to take yourselves away from your situation and try to see the online from everyone's situation, which can be kind of difficult. But system level voice chat is an absolute necessity, along with a party system just on system level. Like, you can invite people in, you guys can just chat while you're playing games, or while you're in your own party, you can grab your entire party, as long as everyone owns the game, and jump into something like Splatoon 2, and it just fires up, everyone ends up in a party, you know, people have to load in and everything, that's fine, and then you go. System level voice chat, I think, is a bigger deal than a lot of people realize. I know in this age, people will use Discord and stuff, but keep in mind, the Switch is a portable system. So to have everything inclusive to that system and not need your cell phone, which is what they want us to do right now, Nintendo Japan, why? It's very important. Specifically, when we travel to different conventions, I don't take my full computer with me or anything. I take my Switch, and the reason for that is because it's easy, because it's all in one, and it technically is a full game system. If I can just plug in headphones to the Switch and just talk to people, specifically people that maybe I play Fortnite with, which, by the way, it works, and that's awesome. That's a great example. Fortnite, when I was away, was easy to plug my headphones in, and it had a little microphone on it. I even had my full headset that plugs right in, super easy. And I was often talking to people through that headphone jack at the top. It was great. But to have a system level feature where you have party that you just form and then you start inviting people straight up would be so much better, especially if you can pull them in and talk to people the entire time. I know Nintendo is weird about the online when it comes to their family image, because of course we see everything online about people saying a lot of really bad things and stuff like Call of Duty with random people shouting back and forth. But include a mute button, include your age function where you can bar voice chat completely from, you know, using your parental app for people under, I don't know, kids under 10 or 13 or whatever you want to do in your household. It's there, you know, it seems like the easiest way to do it, and then everyone's happy. You have system level voice chat, you have a party system, then you also have a way to bar it from your kids doing it. Number 3, we have achievements. While this isn't necessarily part of the online per se when you're playing against people, it's still part of the overall experience, and again, keeps people coming back for engagement. This is going to be something you're going to hear Nintendo start to talk about, specifically with investors, is engagement. You're going to hear that word a lot. And achievements is one of the easiest ways, for free pretty much, to get people to come back. You add achievements in, and third parties are already doing this. They're already adding in achievements. We just played Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition here on the channel, and that has achievements. They added in achievements because they know there are people who achievement hunt and therefore will play their game more because of that. If you go on your friends list in other systems, whether it's the Xbox One or the PS4, even Steam, you can see what achievements they have grabbed from any one game, and you might actually buy that game because you want to get those achievements to beat them with a game score. It might sound bad or weird to you, but that's the point. You have to take yourself away from your situation and look what other people are doing. I know achievement hunters, and I know they're willing to buy into games. At one point in time with the 360, I would actually buy games because the achievements were easy, and I was trying to raise my gamer score. That is a real thing. And Nintendo adding achievements in just from a system level to where it's very easy for third parties to add them in. There's a game score of some kind, gamer score, a trophies list, something to let you show off your achievements or your progress in the game, is a bigger deal than a lot of people realize. Third parties love that stuff, by the way. It is awesome to them. Sometimes it's free advertisement if there's a difficult platinum or an easy platinum even. We've seen some developers use that to their advantage even to sell games easier by making the achievements easier. So it might not make sense to everyone, but achievements is very, very important. Nintendo can do some really cool stuff with that, by the way, with their My Nintendo stuff, where if you get a certain achievement, you can get a background for your Switch whenever they decide to incorporate themes. It's just, there's a lot of stuff they can build off of for achievements, and I think it would be a good idea to add it with their entire infrastructure now that they are getting money coming in, and getting that added at a system level would be perfect. Number 4 is just, in general, communication with your friends list. This is insane to a lot of people that you can't message people on your friends list. And here's the thing. I think you should be able to message people that you are friends with, but not necessarily everyone that you've played games with. See, back on the 360 when I played a lot of Halo 3, what would always happen is when you would beat somebody very badly, probably 9 times out of 10, they would send you a message yelling at you for beating them in the game, and you could actually do voice messages. I like the idea of sending voice recordings back and forth. I think it was a cool idea at the time, but to have random people send you that message was not great. It would get really annoying, and it would happen a lot. So I do think if you and another person have agreed to be on each other's friends list and even open that lane of communication, you should be able to send voice recordings back and forth. You should be able to send just straight up typed out messages with a keyboard or with your controller. I don't think that should be an issue at all. And I'm not really sure why it is right now. That just seems like basic functionality, to be able to send messages back and forth. And that is the one thing that I hear a lot of people talk about. Why can't I send messages back and forth like I could on previous Nintendo systems, even the handheld? It doesn't make any sense. That is like, that should, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a surprise thing when 6.0 drops, but we haven't heard anything, and that is an easy one to add just to open up lanes of communication between you and your friend. Again, making the Switch all-inclusive and just having engagement so you don't have to leave your Switch to go talk to your friends. Okay, the last one, number 5, I tried to get a little creative, a little outside the box. We know Nintendo's eShop could use some help when it comes to discovery and just rating games in general. Game rating systems would be great. Nintendo tried, I remember reviews and even ratings at one point, but I think the issue was maybe some of the reviews had foul language in it, or of course, it's hard to trust an anonymous internet. I get that. So something that Steam has that I actually like are curators. Their job is to go out and find games and review them and put them on Steam. Now, of course, they will plug their website or their channel or whatnot, but they do a really good job on Steam pointing out games, giving legitimate reviews, professional reviews in a lot of cases, and you don't have to worry about them going crazy with foul language or just giving really weird off-the-cuff opinions that might really annoy people or make their image look bad. That's the biggest thing. Nintendo wants to protect their image, but curators, whether you sign up, you do reviews and stuff with them, and it gives you good promotion to your stuff. Maybe they even do rewards for reviews that look good and work and everything. That would be really neat to see curators kind of come on voluntarily and do that stuff. And a lot of them are willing. If you go on Steam, people do it all the time. And it just helps them in general with their stuff because they promote it. And it would help everyone massively on that eShop that it's hard to tell what's good and what's bad right now because there's no ratings, there's no way to leave reviews or anything. And if Nintendo wants to protect their image, that's fine. But I recommend setting up some kind of curation with curators who will come on and actually review your stuff for you. That would be really cool. So guys, those are my 5 things that I think the Nintendo Online needs very, very soon. Like, this is stuff that is... None of this stuff is crazy. It's not out there, nothing insane or really anything that's really was outside of the PS3 when it was free, to be honest. It was pretty straightforward there. Local backups, of course, that's as obvious as it gets. I didn't even add that one in, but let me know what you guys think about what they could use for their overall infrastructure, their online for Nintendo Switch. What would you like to see added there? I left some stuff out that I think some of you guys are probably already typing before this video is even over down in the comments, but let me know. I'm curious if any other YouTubers have any ideas as well. I think we're to the point now where we have thoroughly destroyed the Nintendo Online and explained why it's bad, but let's talk about what could be done to make it better and see if we can actually get this online to be better going forward. I know it might be a lot to ask from Nintendo Japan, but let's see if maybe people can give them some ideas and make this service that they're going to make quite a bit of money on for what's been free for a while. Let's see if we can make it better. Thanks guys for watching. Make sure you like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys in the next video.